Hey, watch aficionados. Hope you're cracking. I hope you're really, really well. I thought I'd post in a slightly different environment today. I thought I'd step outside. Enough of videos in the dark and stuff like that. Plus, I think it just gets a great image or great picture of the Pepsi. So I wanted to touch on a topic that I've been kind of looking through my comment sections here and there, and maybe I hadn't touched on it well enough before, or extensively enough before, and that is the pre-ceramic ceramic saga. Where does it start? Where does it finish? Where does it do a U-turn? Where does it go round and roundabout? And then where do you end up? I've heard people who are scared of rattly bracelets, people that are scared of not having solid end links, people who don't like having aluminium bezels. At the same time, I can say people that love all that stuff, because to them it signifies Rolex and what they're after. They want a core product with a legacy past, tradition, more sleek, slender looks, smaller lugs. I mean, there are so many pros and cons, but it's all beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So let's just touch on a few things, because I think I've made this comparison in one of my videos. I think I was comparing a pre-ceramic sea dweller to my, that's it, that was it. I was comparing my pre-ceramic sea dweller to my ceramic no date. And a few people said, well, it's not a like for like comparison. I don't know how it's not. They weigh the same. One's called a sea dweller, one's called a submariner. It doesn't matter. Just look at it aesthetically. They're the same size. So where should we start? Okay, I guess maybe we can kick off by a little bit about my story. My story was that my first Rolex was a Rolex Hulk back in 2013, 14. I can't remember the year. I think it was maybe 2014. Yeah, I think it was 2014, the start of 2014. And back then I was just choosing between the Hulk and the black sub-date. I just didn't know which way to go. All I knew was that everyone had a black sub-date, and I thought, you know what, I love the subs, but I was thinking something a little bit different, and I liked the green. It was a beautiful green. I liked the colour of the dial. The bezel was okay. The Hulk bezel isn't for me amazing. It's okay. The dial was perfect, sunburst dial. So I've obviously gone through, I've had a few pre-ceramics now. I've had 3. Explorer 2 pre-ceramic, but Explorer 2 new one isn't even ceramic anyway, but it's from the previous generation. And my first sort of shall I say departure from the ceramic world and entrance into the pre-ceramic was the Explorer 2 16, I think it was 16570. I'm confusing my references. I've been thinking about this reference so much recently. Yeah, I think it's the 16570. 2008, 3186 movement, inscription on the report. It was a nice watch. I bought it. I wanted something a little bit different. I really enjoyed that watch. To me, that was not only the most accurate watch I had, it was the most comfortable watch I had. And back then I was wearing a Sea Dweller 50th consistently all the time, and sometimes I was wearing my no date. When I wore that watch, it was so comfortable. It was just magical, and that's when I realised that, you know what, it's not all that bad, this whole pre-2010 stuff. Before then, I used to always be like, oh, who wants a rattly bracelet? Or based on things I've read in forums, people's opinions, people's discussions, you kind of, how much of it do you take in and absorb as your own? You've got to question it. You've got to be smart about the whole thing. So I had that watch for maybe 6 months, 9 months, the Explorer 2. In the end, I just didn't really need it. I felt that I got my fix from the Explorer 2. The 16570. It was a beautiful watch. It was a polar. I've done a few videos on it, I think, or it's featured in a few of my videos. And after that, I obviously went back to wearing my ceramic stuff, but I always maybe regretted a little bit about selling that watch. I wasn't sure whether I should have sold it or not. Either way, it went, and I started obviously following Instagram and the watch content that's thrown in your face every day when you wake up and open Instagram and you follow this. It's just, you cannot not see different watches, and which is just so not good. I've mentioned it before. It's like an alcoholic who follows like alcohol pages on Instagram. You're just trying to recover from this stuff, and you just like follow it, and you just looking away. But now I'm going to look. Oh, I like this. Start asking questions, and then you just want this watch. Anyway, so I wanted to at least try a 16600 Sea Dweller. There was one for sale once, and I met the guy in a coffee shop. I was pretty sure I wasn't going to buy it, but I wanted to just try it on pretty much. I might have bought it. Price seemed okay, but his one was in just crap condition. Like the bezel did not turn, it was stuck, and I thought, you know what, I'll have to service this. But the one takeaway I had from that meeting with him, that encounter, was that the Sea Dweller 16600 was perfect. You know, the whole thing I read online about it being too deep or too thick, and I put it on my wrist and I was like, this thing is amazing. But regarding, I've mentioned this a few times, why the Sea Dweller is perfect for me, is because I've got a natural dip now here on my wrist. That's why it slots in. The other day I was wearing the Sea Dweller on my right wrist. Just I put it on, I wanted to see what it feels like. It does feel a little bit weird on my right wrist. It doesn't go into anything. No lock and key fit kind of thing. It just sits on the top of my wrist, so there is a bit of a belly, so do take that into account. Anyway, fortunately I've just got a bit of a dip in my wrist from wearing watches most of my life. So that's kind of where I went with the Sea Dweller. And after the Sea Dweller, I've still got the Sea Dweller, it's my daily. After the Sea Dweller, I bought a 2011, 10 Submariner No Date from a gent here in Dubai. Very nice guy. Came with everything. Really beautiful watch, and I just keep that watch. It's just fantastic. It's clean, perfect, and it's something that I will keep for a very long time. And that was my first experience of a watch without a solid end link. The 146 or the 14060M. It is so beautiful. It's the 4-liner as well. I like the 4-liner. I'm not really a 2-liner person on the No Date. It's pre-ceramics, and it's just perfect, that watch. It's like a little brother for my Sea Dweller. I feel warm and fuzzy when they're both sat together. So this was kind of my encounter so far with the pre-ceramic world. And when I got a ceramic watch, when I was new into the whole Rolex thing, the watch thing, I would never have considered them, because for the obvious reasons, I would have discounted them for the quoted disadvantages or cons that I would have read online or what people say. But the fact is that a charm remains with these watches, a charm which I still believe that current 6-digit references cannot recreate or extend. There are a few 6-digit references. They're beautiful watches, the 6-digit, but they feel strong. They really do, and they feel a bit more blingy. In my opinion. So pre-ceramic, ceramic. Why am I thinking all this? I'm just giving you a little bit of an elaborate story of where I've gone so far, from ceramic to pre-ceramic to ceramic and more ceramic. I don't think there is a better watch. I think what's best is what you like. What's best is what you like. If you feel comfortable wearing the previous ones, wicked, wear them, enjoy them. I've always compared pre-ceramic and ceramic, like, and this again, I always put this in as a caveat. This goes out to the people who like cars. It's comparing the previous M3s versus the new M3, the BMWs. The new M3 BMWs, turbocharged, they're faster around corners, take better Gs around corners, better lap times, more comfortable, more technology, the better car for a particular use. But the M3 E46 from 2006 before, no turbo, metallic sound. Some people enjoying themselves by the pool. No turbo, metallic sound, metallic exhaust, naturally aspirated. Kind of where I feel is the core value of the product. And you know, I think when people do step into the Rolex world, or they always think, what's better? there is no better ceramic or pre-ceramic. There is no better. Yes, on paper there's one that's better and maybe one that's more in demand, but I guess for the watch connoisseur, they like the pre-ceramics, and they've got that charm. They've got the beautiful aluminium bezels. The lugs aren't as wide, and they will last you just as long as the new stuff. I mean, listen, it's going to last you more than your lifetime. Maybe a ceramic one will last you a few more lifetimes. Who cares? One will last you more than a lifetime, the other one will last you 2 lifetimes. You know, if your plan is to buy and pass it down, fair one, maybe that's why you should buy ceramic. But so what's involved in these pre-ceramic and ceramic comparisons? The bracelet, the Ratley bracelet, the clasp, the stamped clasp, yes, the new stuff, you know, obviously you've got your glide lock, it feels better engineered, it feels sturdier, stronger. But what I hear from a lot of people when it comes to pre-ceramic and ceramic is, and it depends on your build as well, you know, do you have, are you 7+ inches on your wrist or not? I mean, I see that the slightly kind of, I don't want to say daintier friends of mine, that would be wrong, but slightly slimmer friends of mine, a lot of them have had sub ceramics and they've gone on to sell them. They've gone to maybe an Explorer 1, or they've gone to a pre-ceramic, because the fact remains that the subs, they still weigh over 150 grams, and they can get a bit cumbersome. It's like a lot of people have gone for the Sea Dweller 50th anniversary. The Sea Dweller 50th anniversary is a 7-inch minimum wrist size watch. It is. If you're going to wear it as a daily and be comfortable, I think there was one guy who commented on one of my channels, one of my videos recently. He said that he bought a 2-tone Sea Dweller and he hates wearing it. 2-tone new 50th anniversary Sea Dweller, he hates it. And the 2-tone, I mean, the Sea Dweller already weighed 190+ grams, I think 195 grams. You add gold onto that, 210, 220 grams plus all day long, which is the same weight as a deep sea. So this is another thing. Yes, the new ceramic watches are better engineered, the better watch. Are they the better tool watch? I don't know. Are they tool watch looking enough? Maybe a bit blingy, you know. Part of Rolex's precipita of the change in the market is that they've upscaled their watches in blinginess a little bit. You know, you've got more shine on them. You can see them more. They're more in your face when someone wears them. More shiny. The ones before wasn't quite as much, but yeah, I mean those are the things you know, you have to take into account. Another thing, lug holes. You like lug holes? You don't like lug holes? I never liked lug holes until I got my 140 60M and I changed the strap in like 5 seconds. I am shit scared to even consider changing a strap on any of my ceramic stuff, not touching it, because with my gammy hands, I'm just going to scratch something, do it myself. I don't even want to take it to the authorized dealer to do it because I don't trust them. It's just a headache. It's not just that you can damage the watch, that beautiful steel, it's a headache. It's just a pain in the backside. Just leave it how it is. I think they look better on a bracelet anyway. So the lug hole thing is pretty cool, and you know, you just put a toothpick either side on the on the pre-ceramic stuff. Comes out easy. That's if you get pre-ceramic with lug holes. My Sea Dweller doesn't have lug holes, for example, but I don't want that watch on anything else but that beautiful bracelet. So another thing to take into account, pre-ceramics, polished, non-polished. I've always wanted polished, actually. So when I got my Sea Dweller, super happy. I got it for a great price, so I can't really complain about my Sea Dweller. But I have noted since I got my pre-ceramic sub that my Sea Dweller is not polished to the best of ways. Now, whether that makes me baby it less, maybe I enjoy it more because it's not perfect. You know, it is not perfect, my Sea Dweller. It's got no marks or it's not like dented up, but the polish has been applied too much on that watch. The chassis, the lugs are not sharp. This feels like a knife blade. My 140 pre-ceramic no date feels like a knife blade. My Sea Dweller feels like an old sword. Like, it's not great, but does it really look any different from a distance? No. Does it matter because do I plan to sell that watch? No. That watch is staying with me. That is my beach watch. Get suntan lotion all over it, watch, sand, whatever. I'm doing everything in a sea dweller, and maybe I'm just enjoying that sea dweller to the point of how a Rolex should be enjoyed, not babied, not sat there, not, oh, I'm going swimming, I'm going to take the Rolex off. You know. Someone the other day commented on one of my videos, why do you wear a protective iPhone cover on your iPhone? Surely it's okay if people wear plastics on their watches. I just replied saying that's interesting, but I don't know, maybe there'll be something on Amazon soon selling bezel protectors and lug protectors for your Rolex watch, and everyone can start buying it. I don't know, but I don't agree with that. If you want to enjoy it for a short while, fair enough, but if you're going to wear it forever with plastics on, maybe you shouldn't have got the watch, I don't know. So yeah, I don't want to deviate from the point too much, but so again, the sort of world of ceramic and pre-ceramic, what else is there to take into account? You know, what sort of dial do you want? You know, are you a sort of avid collector who wants stuff that's discontinued now? Admittedly, I haven't seen such an uptake of GMT Master, the black with the green GMT hand, as much as predicted. People still don't really want that watch. It's a nice watch, but just because it got discontinued, I think there was already an amassed Rolex bubble. People were just thinking, you know what, I'm not adding this to this whole acceptance of mine. It's already too crazy. But you know, if you're an avid collector, yeah, no, pre-ceramic's nice. You know, you differentiate yourself from everyone else who's got the ceramic stuff. You know, what other things are there to note on pre-ceramic versus ceramic? You know, obviously, one can take more of a beating. You know, the ceramic one, it won't scratch so easily. When I had my Hulk, the amount of times I walked into a door or something, or my arm just flailing around, and I thought, oh shit, that cost me a bit. Like I look at my watch and I'm thinking, which part have I damaged? And I look at it, nothing's damaged. Now whether I knocked the glass or the bezel in that particular moment, I don't know. I just know that I banged that watch against the door frame when I was walking into a room. But it happened to me a few times, and the watch was fine. There was nothing there. Would the same have been true for a pre-ceramic? I don't know. There might have been something. Saying that, a few times I've banged my my pre-ceramic sea dweller. Nothing to really see. Although if you really do want to find damage on your watch, buy a jeweler's loop. If you can't see damage on your watch, buy a jeweler's loop. You will see what happens to your watch. That thing, I bought it, a jeweler's loop finally. It was advice from one of the other channels I watch, Paul Thorpe. Just because I do buy and sell watches from time to time, and it's good to use a jeweler's loop, but just manage your expectation because your watch is not going to be perfect. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think. You know, you got your clasps as well. You know, the what I like about pre-ceramics as well is I love the clasp, the continuity of the bracelet design, kind of going into the clasp and carrying on through to the other side of the bracelet. I like that feature. I wish they never stopped that feature. You know, it's a beautiful thing, and now these new clasps, there's just so they are empty, and they're just scratch magnets, and you're going to see your scratches very easily. But I guess it's all an experience, because you know you speak about pre-ceramics and ceramics to different people out there, people who are different stages of their collections or different stages of enjoying watches, and eventually we all come to our own conclusions based on our own experiences and encounters with different watches. It just so happened that I once took a risk and bought that Explorer 2 because I thought, why not? If I never bought that Explorer 2, the 2008 one, I don't know if I ever would have gone in further into the rabbit hole and experienced pre-ceramic watches. And I can tell you, after coming out of it, or not coming out of it, but from the other side, I think pre-ceramic and ceramic are both just as cool as each other. They really are. And it's not about saying, making a list of what's better, what's not better. I love mine because it's got the better bracelet. It doesn't matter. Those bracelets will outlast you easily. Stamp clasp or no stamp clasp. The one redeeming feature of the ceramic bracelets that I love on the subs, for example, is the the glide lock, that is amazing, because my wrists do change size depending on if I'm in an air conditioned environment, or if I'm, you know, inside, outside, hot weather. When I'm swimming in the cold water, suddenly your watch drops to your wrist here because you're a bit colder. You know, your wrist constricts, and then you're in a hot weather again. And for example, a few weeks ago, I was walking, trekking in Petra. It's really hot, and my wrist just swelled up, and my SKX that I had with me was just on its limit. I should have maybe opened up I should given myself an extra space on the clasp with a toothpick, but I don't have a toothpick with me on top of some sort of, on top of the monastery in Petra. So yeah, guys, it's an interesting feature, and I hope I've managed to cover the pre-ceramic and ceramic saga well enough. I mean, it's such an extensive topic, and you could keep going and going with it, but at the end of the day, I think I've highlighted some of the main points that I wanted to get out of me for this video, or for the pre-ceramic and ceramic, and anything that's, even if it's not currently ceramic. I think there's a certain charm to the older stuff. I didn't want to touch on pricing today. It's pointless touching on pricing. I just wanted to touch on what makes you happy, and if you're factoring pricing into the whole pre-ceramic, ceramic, then that's your call as well. Take that into account. But I think just from a watch collector's point of view, I think both are fantastic, and both will outlive you. I think your wrist size and things will come into effect, whether you can get one from your authorized dealer, the new stuff. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. I think before I end the video, I'm just making sure that my mental checklist in my head has covered some of the main stuff, like bezels, bracelets, clasps, the looks, the comfort. I think I've managed to cover most of that. So thanks very much for listening. Drop some of your comments, and hopefully we'll have an exploratory discussion in the comment section. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. Bye.